trucking, got my chips cashed in. Keep trucking like the Doodah Man. Together, more or less in line. Just keep trucking on.
Happy birthday!
Thursday.
Woo!
I'm gonna
Happy birthday, Pops. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
At least it's something you
Thank
could
you.
have
I was
Hey, we're
very
leaving. We're
surprised.
going down memory lane.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now you're our tour guide today. You're the tour guide on the bus.
I am.
Yep, that's the plan. It's your favorite
I'm
thing
over
to do.
the hill. I'm not under yet.
Good
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Bless you.
Boys, you two still come stand right here by the guys. Over here. Come on in.
Maybe 15 seconds.
Everybody smile. Keep smiling.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad.
All right. Happy birthday.
You're 80 years old.
Yeah.
We're all here to celebrate your birthday.
I know it is.
Wife's with us, our grandmother and mother in spirit. So we're going to go around and you're going to show all these kids and great grandkids and grandkids where you were born, where you started pastoring, where you met Mom, your bride. And then we're going to come back and show them where we lived in Muskegon, the church here in Muskegon. And then we're going to go to your place and have a party. Let's go!
For you, I'll show you how to use it too. I'm gonna be fine. He gets around more than people have to see.
Switch after I get it. Oh, you know the plan. Right, Dad? Here, Fran, let me
Yeah. Can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me now? Father, thank you in heaven. I'm emotional. I love this family. I thank you for the many years. I think we'll continue on and have a blessed time together. Bless each one here. Let us trust Jesus Christ. And I thank you for loving all of us. You're the God of all forgiving grace, the God of mercy. So at this, I'm surprised, Lord. I'm overwhelmed. Filled with joy. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Yeah, I seen this couple years ago.
Can you hear me now? Okay. You can't get this out of a Cracker Jack box. This is the real deal. And you're a good family. And I reflect when I see you, all the good times, the hard times, the ups and down times, the lots of love. And I'll tell you, the good Lord loves us. And I appreciate this. We're going to have fun. We're going to go, this is the old man's life. We'll go down memory lane. We'll go down memory lane and it'll be, this is the old man's life with this nice family. I've been blessed. So we're going to enjoy the ride. We get into some of these neighborhoods. I'll share some thoughts from my heart and the way life was back in 1937 to 2017. So relax, enjoy. Talk to you a little bit. Then up on the hill to your left, it's called Lookout Park. This was built during the Depression. Everybody's poor, they get $1 a day, they built this park. Well, then it became where us teenagers drive up there in our car, and you know, I love you, darling. And then the cops would come around with a flashlight, you gotta be good. But that's where we would go up here, and you'll see the park way up on the hill. So this is where I kind of get an idea where I came from.
Here you go, don't you? From them drivers.
They're all scared. I'm gonna run right into them.
I know.
That's where I grew up. The big house on the corner, 401 Leonard. The house on the corner is where I grew up. 1959, we built that house for $11,200. Those were hard years. The reason they're hard, my aunt who let me use her home, or my mother, Juarez birth,
she'd give my mother a down payment. And this was an old home, it was really beat up. It was owned by a very wealthy man called Dr. Page. He was killed down below this hill by a train.
What do you remember about it growing up as a kid, though?
Growing up there was a house that wasn't kept up. It hadn't been painted for 50 years. It was all run down, and we were trying to bring it back. It took us a long time to bring it back. My mother was a diligent worker, and she would work hard. There was 4 of us. We had great years of Christmas and birthdays. My grandmother lived with us. In those days, the old people came and stayed with you. And we didn't put them in a home, we kept them with us. And those bring back great memories. And Grandma would hug me and kiss me and say, you gotta keep it going, persevere, don't give up. And she was a wonderful lady. So I have great memories of the leadership of a grandmother. I learned here that because of my mother's ethics, I work in the neighborhood, peddle papers, go to the golf course and caddy, go down and work at a gas station down there and at a drugstore. So growing up, I learned to be industrious, and I learned that from the leadership of fine ladies like my mother and grandma.
So 1959, you built that house there to the right.
Yeah.
403. Ron and Sue were born in there.
For $11,200. You wouldn't do that today. A 3-story building here was East Leonard School.
That's where you went to school?
I went to school, yes.
High school?
This was elementary, right on the hill. And we had a large woods. So I went to school there in 1944. Yes, and the teachers, they could grab a hold of you and switch you if you weren't good. And they did. They got a hold of your ear and said, you will mind. So I didn't go far from school, right across the road. And they taught us to honor and show respect. So this neighborhood was about honor. Everybody that we knew in the neighborhood here, everybody had a first name, but we'd say no, we wouldn't say first name. We'd say, hello, Mrs. Rakowski, hello, Mrs. Felix, hello, Mrs. Wright, hello, Mrs. Whittington. I go right down the block here, and we had honor and we showed it respect. So that was the old days, yeah, where you went out of your way to help your neighbor. And if you did something wrong, they're going to grab a hold of you and correct it, and then they call your mother. So we had extra parents. Those are the good old days.
Schools nowadays, the kids are out of control. The teachers can't do anything about it. Yeah. So.
Hey, hi, oh!
Hi, Maria and Ernie.
A lot of memories here. It was good memories, and there's some sad ones. I heard an explosion on the edge of this hill. I looked down, and there was a puff of smoke coming, and a woman was depressed. I was a teenager, and she took a gallon of gas and poured it on her body, and she took her life down there. And somebody called the police department. I went down. It was too late to do anything. But there's people all over the world, if somebody could show a little more kindness.
Trucking, got my chips cashed in, keep trucking like the Doodah Man. Together, more or less in line, just keep trucking on.
Back in the day, I came out of the 6th grade at East Leonard, East Leonard School back on Leonard. And so when you think of my history coming out of there at the 6th grade, I'm about 12 years old. So that was 1951. I'd come to school here, and this was a different situation.
Is this for high school?
This is a 7th grade through the high school. So there's 7th graders in there. I was there with the seniors, and when they went down the hallway, they said, get out of the way, boy. And they'd knock you and throw up against the locker. You'd yes, sir, what can I do to help you? It was tough at this school. I misquoted myself. I came here in 49. So when you go back in history, this was the middle school, this was the high school, this is where it's at. And I learned, and there were some real nice people, good athletes. I played some sports, football and track down on the practice field below, and I hung with some of the great jocks that could play ball and taught me some real good things about track. I ran the 100-yard dash, and I ran the mile. It was very controversial.
How different is high school now compared to back when you went to here?
The difference would be today, versus when I went to school, we learned honor and respect. And the teachers were Mr. and Mrs. It wasn't buddy, but we were there to learn. And they said, this is why you're here. Listen to us. They were dogmatic, they were profound. And when they told you that 2 + 2 was 4, or took you into pi r square algebra, you better believe them because they wouldn't go over it 3 or 4 times. And you know, when you grow up, what they told us was right. And they really made us learn to show respect to authority. And I think that's probably lacking a lot in our society. And you begin to show respect, you do gain it in later years, even though we're a very dysfunctional society. Thank you.
I'm on goal 18.
All right.
Smile. Smile. Better stay over.
Let's go stand. Bugger Chief Bugger. Then you go up to the, what's it called, Kent County Country Club after that.
Caddy.
To Caddy for a while and then head home.
You got to pay your hand sometimes because it's worth the time if you don't lay 'em down.
So we're going to be coming up to the bus corner where Papa first asked Mimi, your grandma, for her phone number.
Yeah.
We've been on a double date with her a couple times. You all know the story. If you don't, you will when you get the DVD. Well, we'll be coming up where Papa saw Mimi on the bus. He heard.
Did I scream to you?
She yelled, hi, Ron.
She yelled, hi, Ron.
But I wait for the bus, I was looking for mine, it didn't come, and all of a sudden a Plainfield Avenue bus came, and a lady yelled out, hi Ron, how you doing? And there was Sharon McGuire. She just came out of the school called Catholic Central High School. She had her starched white blouse on, her jumper, and they're headed to her friend's house up in my neck of the woods, up in the north end. And I walk over, I said, Sharon, I said, what's your phone number? She gave it to me, I wrote it on my hand. It's not there anymore. And I said, I'm going to call you. So I called her. I says, you broke up with my buddy about 6 months ago. Let's go out. She says, well, not now. She put me off 2 or 3 weeks. Well, after 3 weeks, she went out. And then 5 months later, I married. We had married 49 years, 77 days, 10 hours, and 42 minutes. Hello. And then 12 years ago, she decided that she wanted to die. She had leukemia. So I'm going to go home and be with Jesus. So you see, all you got left in relationships with all you folks and her and me, memories. That's all you're going to have left. Try to have good memories because you get old like me, and I hope you do. And I love you, but this is where it began. And see, God had a plan, and the rest is history. I thank you for your time, and I love you. And because of this corner, many of you are here today.
That's why we're here today.
So the next stop will be where Mom, Dad went over on his motorcycle, 1827 Lafayette.
Yeah.
And her mother said, you will not get on that.
No, not with that boy on a motorcycle.
No motorcycle. We're going to take a left, go up a few blocks, come past where the McGuire homestead was, and Emma's wasn't too far. Us as kids, as siblings, we would spend a lot of time in the park here too, being babysat by either Grandma McGuire, Aunt Sue, or Great Aunt Emma, when she wasn't in Italy or Ireland.
Yeah.
Used to be a great park, I'm sure it still is.
There's where Mimi and Papa got married!
That's when they got married, right behind us. Grandpa would be sitting on the porch there.
Yeah.
This is where Papa pulled up on his motorcycle. Was that an Indian?
Yeah.
He had a little Indian, thought it was a Harley. But yeah, he pulled up in the driveway right here.
Yeah.
And the first thing her mother said to her when he went to the door and knocked said, Mom, Mimi, your grandma, you ain't getting on that, or you are not getting on that bike. They didn't say ain't back then. You are not getting on that bike. That's where she was raised with Uncle, Tom, Paul, Jim,
Yeah.
Aunt Sue,
Kathy.
Kathleen, Kathy, Donna.
Yeah.
So that is Mimi's house. He'll go by real slow, so if you want to snap a picture, it's the one of 1827 here.
Yeah. Looks good. Looks good.
That's so cool.
The house with the red door
Yeah, we don't have to.
is where we spent 12 years.
Yeah.
The little deal over the garage door, or the side door, wasn't there. There's woods up the street. We attended elementary, now we're bused to our junior high, and our high school from behind us.
Solid neighborhood, boy.
Great neighborhood. Everybody knew everybody.
Yeah.
Was amazing. We had the woods. We had great schools. They integrated kids that were handicapped in wheelchairs and on crutches or lost limbs. And we had a great time. And it was a great way to come up. We used to stand up in these trees above us and throw snowballs at cars going by, and they couldn't figure out where the hell we were standing.
Oh, we don't want to go up there.
All right, here he's very nice to meet you. Baby sister Christy.
Absolutely.
And that's my sister Sue right there. Yeah, and that's Scott. Six of us. And there's Scott right there. This is Ty.
This is so cool.
1520 Benalkin. This is where the kids grew up from 1966 to 1978. So we're in Grand Rapids, south end of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And we're going to a fundamental church, and you come to understand what a relationship with Christ meant. And then our last sibling was born in this city, and she was a girl after 4 boys, and she had a sister. So there's good memory, and the neighborhood was very, very wonderful. Parents and families that worked together, played together, and there was a great amount of love, as love your neighbor as yourself, in this neighborhood. And they would go down to the school and play some of the best times of their life. So there's great memories here because they're all young. And I just say, all you have back with me and back when we moved here, in a relationship are memories. That's all this brings back, many memories. And I just tell folks, my kids, guard your relationship because of memories. Bought it for $14,500. We last sold it 2 years after I moved to Spring Lake for $42,000. So it's worth more than that today.
Thank you, homeowner.
Hello. Hello, memories.
1972, 68. All right, let's go.
One day, yeah, and he invited us. We come and go in the house and hang out here a while.
That was nice.
Really.
Trucking, got my chips cashed in, keep trucking, like the Doodah Man, together, more or less in line, just keep trucking on.
Arrows of neon and flashing marquees out on Main Street. Chicago, New York, Detroit, and it's all the same street. A typical city involved in a typical daydream. Hang it up and see what tomorrow brings.
Make sure you can see Brian, the photographer, Mike, or they can't see you. You want you and Carol here?
Mommy will.
That's all right.
Save money.
Money.
Brian?
I knew I'd lived this long, I'd taken better care of myself. But I remember I one day talked to the good Lord and I said, help me to grow old gracefully. So I'm thankful for each day. God gives each of us 86,400 seconds in one day. That's all we're allowed. 86,400 seconds. So I'm trying to live each second of my life each day. And when I fail, I make it right. But I learned that you got to appreciate life and you should do the best you can. So I try to grow old gracefully every day. I am surprised. I've had longevity. I'm thankful for it. My brother passed away in July. He was 93 years old and 3 months. He was the oldest living defunct in America. So I said, Lord, if I could live to 93 and a half, I'd like to get that record. So I thought, I got to walk more, watch what I do, diet, and keep a good attitude. The secret would be this: life is not fair, but God's better than fair. He's just. But we have to look at life that we're going to have trials, we're going to have testing times, but life isn't always fair and we can't always choose what happens to us, but how we persevere and overcome it, we can use a lot of our mind and the good Lord's help to learn from it and then to help others. Because sometimes disappointments in life are appointments we have nothing to do with.
What do you love most about this life?
Is that I can set a goal and I can obtain it if I continue on. And if I can't continue that goal and fulfill it, then I learn from that experience that has helped me maybe become stronger, give me empathy for others that haven't always fulfilled what they wanted to do. And I always tell people, you can't choose where you're born, you can't choose your parents, but we can choose how our attitude is and our behavior and how to look at it in the right way and move forward.
As well said.
I had a goal to be committed to the family and to watch them grow up and to be a dad and be there not only their dad, but beyond being a dad and a father, to be their friend. I learned a lot from that, and unfortunately I didn't have a dad that exercised that gift with me, and I did care about him, but it was never a relationship. And I would tell my kids, and I would say to you and to myself today, all we have left in a relationship are memories, and try to make them good, take the disappointments, and sometimes they're real hard, but memories is having 6 children. My wife had lost 3 babies, and we would have had 9. A memory of her is this, is how she had great faith. She came down with leukemia, and she would die at the age of 67. She fought it for 12 years. It was incurable. And she said this, and I think this is wisdom. You have to deal with the deal that's dealt to you in life. I have a different deal than my friend here taking this video. Everybody on this bus has a different deal. We got to learn to deal with it. And if we do, we become winners and not bitter, because problems make us bitter or better. That's always a choice. And sometimes you get better, but you got to get better. Otherwise, you'll just dry up as an old prune. So keep on keeping on. Don't give up.
All right, so I was talking with my sisters on how we could figure out how to put a huge celebration together for our father for his 80th birthday. So I talked to my brothers, my sisters, and I had an idea after going through a bunch of stuff in our life recently, valleys and peaks. You know, life's about circles, the circles of life, where you either stay on track and hopefully get through the circles of life. And then it came to me, I said, we need to rent a bus. What do you guys think about this? You girls think about renting a bus, putting all the kids, the grandkids, and the great-grandkids from all over the country come celebrate Dad's 80th birthday. So we came up with the Circles of Life tour for our dad's 80th birthday. What we wanted to accomplish was everybody getting together, spending time together, and then the ones that weren't around the history of Grand Rapids, Michigan and Muskegon, Michigan, for the grandkids, the great-grandkids to learn that this is where your grandparents came from, this is what you came from, and then what are you doing, where are you headed with it. So I think so far it's a success. It's a beautiful thing because if we don't teach the next generation where they came from, where will they know where they're going? You can't spend a life looking in the rear view mirror, but you have to sometimes understand where you came from or who laid the carpet for you to get to where you're at and where we're going. But you have to learn and understand handing off that knowledge, that passion, the wherewithal. You got to keep moving forward. You got to make the circles of life. You got to complete the circle. So a lot of kids don't know what their grandparents or great-grandparents went through, so if there's that disconnect, sometimes it works, but most of the time I don't think it does work. So if you have that connect to where everybody's connected and they know what we came from, where we're at, where we're headed, it makes things a little bit easier as you go through life's trials and errors, and certainly on the victories or the peaks. You don't want to get too braggadocious, you want to remain humble and go with the glow. So my dad is my hero. I was asked my whole life coming up, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. A lot of people, of course, I loved O.J. Simpson when he played football, Franco Harris, James Brown, but my father was always my hero. So I always drew pictures of my father. We were extremely close, as he is with all the children. I had the ability to be able to jump in the car with him and go out on the insurance route with him to the people that were suffering in the church, whether their son was arrested. My dad's meant the world to us and to anybody that he's met, and his lives he's touched in the community or in passing. He is 80 years old, so if he was to live to 92 or 94, 93, nobody knows, but that's 10, 12 years away. So I think what the imprint he would leave on us, and has lived it, was to love each other, follow Christ, take care of each other, family, God, family, country. God first, family, and then country.
Oh, today's been wonderful. Such a tribute to my dad and my mom, and going down memory lane from where they both were born and raised, and where they met each other, and where they got married, and where we kids grew up. And it's exciting and emotional and sad and happy, and just a wonderful tribute to my dad. Kind of the mentor of the family, the spiritual leader, and he's our Mr. Magoo. He's our, reason for laughter in our family, and things that can go wrong will go wrong with my dad. So this has been a wonderful experience, and I'm so grateful for all the out-of-state family that was able to join us, and that we had a break in the weather for pictures, so we're very blessed, and we just thank God for this opportunity. Yeah, just looking back on his life where he was born, the house is no longer there. It's been replaced by businesses and such, but he grew up a very poor young man, really not wanted so much by my grandpa, but then my grandpa came to love him, and just having to work so hard to just have basic needs met, where our kids have so much more of that handed to them. So yeah, it's been a good reminder of all that he went through, or my mom went through.
Welcome back to Muskegon, the Circles of Life. The Circles of Life tour. There's the house to the right.
The white one. There it is.
1963, Scott was born in Muskegon and raised in this house for a few years. We all lived in this. 5 kids waiting on Christy to be born about 2 years later. 67.
Remember this, you only got 86,400 seconds in a day. They go one at a time. So you might see 80, I hope you see 110. But you never know. So God loves you. Thank you, dear Lord, for everything. In Jesus' name, amen.
Hallelujah!
Woo!
Happy birthday, Papa. Thank you for everything you do for us. I love you.
Happy birthday, Papa. I'm glad you're still living today. Love you.
Happy birthday, Papa.
Happy birthday, Dad. Love you so much. You're the best dad anyone could ever ask for. Love you, love you.
Happy birthday, Pops. Thank you for everything you did for all of us over the years. You're the best.
Happy birthday.
Spencer says, happy birthday, Papa, and thank you for marrying us. Love you.
Oh, I'd just like to say happy birthday to Ron first of all. I've known him and most of the family for 30 years, those that are 30 at least anyhow. And Papa's been so good to me and my family. And I just want to thank his family for all the love they've shown me over these years. In the absence of their mom, you know, they have still shown me just a lot of love, and I want them all to know I appreciate it very much. God bless.
Well, Pop's been 9.5 years we've been in Nashville, and glad we got to be here actually on your 80th birthday on Thursday. Happy birthday, and had this great little bus tour. And, you know, back to your place, and we'll be there tomorrow for Father's Day. I'm glad I'm your boy. Love you, Pop.
What's going on, Papa? It's crazy to think that it's your 80th birthday right now. As far back as I can remember, I was the little kid sitting on your lap, like going crazy at the air show, and you were swallowing cherry pits, choking out. Here's to you. It's been an amazing journey. You've taught me a lot of things along the way. Spencer, I said Chelsea will be by to pick you up in 10 minutes. I'll always cherish those moments. Love you, Papa. Here's to you.
He's not coming.
I don't think
He's too banged up.
Happy birthday, Papa. I'm happy for all that you do for us. Thank you a lot. I love you.
Happy birthday, Papa. I love you. Thanks for everything you do for us.
Happy birthday, Papa. Thanks for everything that you do for us. This was a great birthday, and I hope that there's many more to come.
Happy birthday, Papa. I love you, and I hope you're gonna have a great day today.
The reason he's such a great man is because of the life he's lived, the experiences that he's had. Thank you, Pops, for leading me to Christ, and I pray that you live for another 20 years so you can see my kids too.
Happy birthday, Papa. Thank you for everything. Thank you for teaching us to love family, God, and you. Love you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Papa. So many awesome memories of my childhood are with you. We love you.
Happy birthday, Papa. Thank you for letting me have your daughter's hand in marriage and always treating me just like a son, even though I was a son-in-law. Love you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Papa. 80 years old. Thanks, you're my greatest role model. Hope to be the happiest man you ever been. Raise my family the way you did. Thank you very much. Love you, Pops. Happy birthday.
All right, happy birthday, Papa. Could not imagine a more wonderful man to lead our family. We love you so much, and we're so happy we could be here. Hope you have a wonderful 80th and the next 13.6 at least to be Uncle Arnold. Love you.
Happy birthday, Dad. We love you. We wouldn't have missed it for the world. Hope we have many more to come.
Happy birthday, Papa. Glad I could be here and in the family. Love you. Happy 80th.
All right, happy birthday, Papa. Wish Mimi was still alive, but we got you, so that's good.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Papa. We love you so much. You've been such a blessing in our lives for so many years. We wish you so many more. God bless you. We love you so much. Thank you for
birthday.
Everything.
Love you. Thanks for being the best grandpa. See you soon.
Yes, look at this beautiful granddaughter.
I can't.
Happy birthday, Papa, for your firstborn. Love you. So many memories of my childhood are with you. So we love you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Papa. Thank you for always teaching me the importance of family and that no matter where I go in life to always stay connected in my roots and walk through my relationship with God. Love you so much.
Happy birthday, Papa. I love you so much. Thank you for leading our family in the way of the Lord and teaching us to love Him. I'm so thankful for you, and I'm so grateful to have you as my grandpa.
Most of the cats that you meet on the street speak of true love. Most of the time they're sitting and crying at home.